Okay, folks, this is a replacement to a video I did in 2016 for the first month's mentorship. Originally, and I'm going to leave the original video there, just let you know that this is the video right here. This link, it talks about Forex Ltd, which we no longer use them as our demo account platform for studying and for my teaching lessons. Obviously, everyone that's been in the mentorship for the last couple months, we've seen several instances of Forex Ltd just losing data. I'm not sure what the deal is with them, but it is what it is. So things have to change sometimes, and one of the students in our community recommended avatrade.com. You can see the website address up here. So if you key that into your browser, this is what pops up. And obviously they want you to open up an account right away. I am not a partner with this brokerage firm. I am not an introducing broker. That means I do not get paid money. I don't get kickbacks. I'm legally required to tell you I am an introducing broker if I am, and I'm not. So I don't get anything for it. I'm telling you in the clearest terms, do not put money, live funds, in avatrade.com. Okay? If you choose to do so, you've done so on your own. I don't know anything about them. I don't know if they're reliable. All I know is that their demo account fits everything you would want in terms of studying price action the way I teach it. So it gives you all the bells and whistles. So when you get into this website here, you're going to click on demo account right here. So you click on that. The issue that the folks in the United States are going to have, and this is how I kind of got around it, they don't really want to give you an account if you're in the US, because they're not going to be able to take you on as a client because of the regulations. So US students are going to have to get creative here. Now, I'm going to tell you what I personally did. I'm not telling you to do this, okay? So it's important that you distinguish what I'm saying. To get an account with this brokerage firm for demo, I went onto a Bermuda real estate website, okay, and I got an address and I got a phone number from a listing that a home was being sold. I took the phone number from that and I used that address for any future reference. And the email address, I never really like to give them an address that goes to me, so I create things that will go to just an empty old mailbox that I never go and look at. So it's kind of like a burner email address, because they're going to reach out to you. Okay, so but you're going to need it to activate your account. So you're going to have an email address. Create one that you don't ever want to worry about, because they're going to spam it. So you go through the process of putting whatever name you want to put in there. I never ever give any brokerage firm my real information. So there's no need for it, because I'm not going to open up an account with these people. I certainly can't trade in a foreign account holder or brokerage firm like this, because I'm in the U.S. So the regulations prevent us from doing it in the United States. And they're not a U.S.-based company, so I had to give them a phone number that thankfully they don't call it, because I'm sure the person that has their home listing for sale have been contacted by a broker trying to, hey, I'm looking for Joe Schmo. Bottom line is it honest? No. Is it hurting anyone? No. All we're doing is putting some tax in terms of their servers being used because of our utilization of it. If it turns out to be a broker that doesn't fit for us longer term. At the moment, I don't know who else to use because we have the problem of everyone lives in their own location on the globe. So because this industry is regulated, and there's a lot of regulation in the U.S., there's limitations that folks like us in the U.S. are going to have. People in the U.K. or abroad, they'll have a lot more freedoms, if you will, to do things with opening up an account. The U.S., we can't. So all the gals and all the guys in the U.S. just go over to a Bermuda real estate website, grab a listing with a phone number. It's got to be a legitimate phone number, because I just tried to put something in there just to let it go through using the Bermuda area code, and it kicked it out. But once I found a valid phone number, it worked. So, and the only thing I'm trying to do here is to prevent you from being spammed or providing your real information, because it's important. It's your personal information. I don't supply that stuff to my demo accounts, so I don't think you should do it either. Eventually, should you decide to trade with a live broker, or a live account rather, with your broker, I do not have a broker of choice, and I don't have a suggestion for a good broker. I avoid that for legality reasons. It's up to you to find who it is that you will feel comfortable putting your money with. So it's important you have that known going in. So once you do all the business here, click on whatever you got to click on that you've read and understood, accepted the terms, conditions, and privacy policy. Once you click on that, it's going to send you an email, so you're going to have to activate your AVA trade demo. Once that's done, and we don't need this anymore, you'll go to the demo, and it'll open up some weird, whatever the beginning charts are. Close them all out. And the way you find the dollar index is you go to File, New Chart, where it starts to see indices. There's your stock, and there's the dollar index right there. It's not going to say USDX like Forex Ltd's demo. A lot of folks have used it, even when I was doing free stuff on YouTube. They've grown accustomed to it. This is the same thing you're going to find. It just doesn't say USDX. It's the dollar index. And when you upload or pull it to the chart, this is what you get. Okay, so it's the same thing we've been studying all along. Just its name is dollar index instead of the USDX. And that's everything else is self-explanatory relative to what's being shown in the mentorship. Now I want to talk a little bit about how you stay in here. I'm going to add a new clause in the terms of use. I'm putting it inside the website, and I'm also making you aware that your continued use of the service is an acknowledgement and agreement to this new term. I'm spelling it out very clearly for you, but I'm telling you verbally what it is. When we started the mentorship, the idea was that I was creating a community where we were studying the things I've collected and developed and created over the last 2 decades. The intent was not to set some of you guys up in a reselling model. Okay, in other words, I don't have an affiliate program. You're not here to market market my stuff. You're not getting it from me, then you can resell it. You don't own the mentorship videos. You don't own them. They're not owned by you. You don't own the rights to them. You don't have the rights to sell them, share them, nothing. You don't have any of that. You have the right to stream and view them on a private basis. That's what the terms of use stated. All those things, that's what you signed. The part where it says that you are not to share, and I guess it would be more helpful if I pull it up. if we look at the, this is what every one of you signed coming in on 2019's group. There's a lot of you. The original group, they had very similar, but they also had a non-disclosure agreement signed. All right, here we go. The non-disclosure policy, and you probably didn't even read this, but go back and look at your agreement and you'll see that it's there. It says, any member of the ICT Mentorship is required to never make public any charts. That means on Twitter. Some of you guys are going crazy, posting charts with fair value gaps. You can't do that, okay? You're violating the agreement we created together. You may not think you're teaching it. You think you're talking to me. But everyone else that looks up tweets or do a reference to me, okay, you just do it on Twitter. Just do a reference or search on my handle, my account name, and you'll see what everyone else is saying with my Twitter handle in it. So if you're sending me a chart or showing me something you're doing, you're indirectly teaching, you're sharing, and that's what I don't want to see happen. So you can't make any charts public. You can't have any audio of me talking about the things and any visuals that I share in the mentorship, whether it be PDF. And we've now, because all of the abuse, I don't do PDFs anymore. So whatever's in the mentorship in PDF form, that stays. But any future content, no PDFs are existing anymore. Video, you notice you can't share the videos. Any conceptual idea, and that means you can't take it and put it into your service or your blog or your videos on YouTube or your mentorship or your analysis service. I teach you how you can do an analysis service and a signal service and not violate your terms of use here. You can still run a very, very effective business model doing it. You do not need to sound like an ICT clone. The conceptual ideas, obviously, is everything I teach. And the intellectual property, that means the things that I've created, these all are mine. They're mine. They're not yours. They're mine. The tools, the opinions, the concepts, the setups, or commentary, you can't share any of that. Any member found releasing membership content will be ejected and not granted a refund. This is a private membership, and the concepts are not to be taught, shared, or explained in any capacity, in whole or in part. We just ejected a number of people that came in, and a couple charter members, and some other individuals that got really far into the mentorship, and they blew it. Now, what did they do wrong? You cannot go into Telegram, which is an app, which is a chat room type thing, and upload my videos. Because as soon as you upload my video, even if you upload this front screen, okay, the first screen that pops up, the title page on it, that's when all the watermarks are coming up. They pop up there. You can't see them. But the company I pay, they do. Now, they don't know who you are. They just know your username when they find it. So all of your excuses, all of your, well, you can't say that's me. No, I know I can. Because if they tell me this is where they found it, this is where it is, this is where it's uploaded, this is the Google Drive it's on, okay? I reach out to Google. I tell them to take it down. And I also pull the video up, get the username off of it. Then I look up your account. I find your name, your username. I match it up, collect all the information. This is the date I discovered it. I collect all the information that they provide to me. Now, I don't know how they're doing it because it's their proprietary, whatever they're doing. But when I make a video, I have to process it 2 times. I run it through Cam Studio from TechSmith, and then I have to run it through their program. It creates a file that just looks like an MP4, but they can see the watermark that goes on there. The watermarks are your username. It's the way it is. So your username comes up as a flag. That video would not be anywhere else unless you put it there. It's that simple. These people don't have a vendetta against any one of you because they don't know who you are. So the likelihood of a video sprouting wings and leaving your computer and finding its way into a Telegram chat room with your very name, that's what's going on. People are that stupid. And I mean it. They're stupid. That's absolute stupid. They're going into these rooms using their real names, uploading a video, and it's there. I don't need that, but that's damning evidence. I need the video because I take that video and the information that comes from this company and I supply it to PayPal. Because you're going to say, I want my money back. Well, you're not going to get your money back. I never, ever, ever give a refund. That's what you signed the agreement for. You have already agreed to this non-disclosure policy. It's simple. Once I supply PayPal the information that comes from the company I hired to do all of my security and searching for the internet for abuse, it's done. I win the case and it's over. It's just a little bit of time consuming on my part. It takes me about 10 minutes each time I have to do it, but you don't get your money back. So if you're here, if you think that you're going to do this, you might get away with it for a little while, but I promise you, you always get nailed. It happens. I got a couple of you right now that I'm waiting on the confirmation for the videos to come to me. And once I know what they are, they're gone too. We went into this as partners. I have something that you want to buy. I will supply that within these guidelines and terms. If you cannot afford to be here and you have to piggyback with 15 other people, that's not my problem. I don't want to sound callous, but that's not my problem. You cannot let more people use your password to come in. The forum is set up to log in and record every time you access every file, how many times that file has been uploaded into a computer, or downloaded rather, how many times it's been done in history, and what dates and the times it's been done, how many areas in the forum where that person goes. I'm sorry, but you can't be watching 4 different videos at the same time. It's not happening. Okay? You're certainly not doing it from 4 different ISPs or internet service provider addresses. So when you subscribe to this mentorship, you go into it through, hopefully, your home. We have had leaks that were not really the fault of the customer or the member of the mentorship. They subscribed to the mentorship. They did everything they felt was right. But they went to work and they were accessing the content through work. And it turns out one of their IT department employees, I guess doing whatever they do, keeping checks and balances on their employees and what they're looking at on their websites, they were accessing the mentorship. So unbeknownst to them, but when we contacted them and told them this is what's going on, and here's the ISP address that we're using, is, well, yeah, that's my work, but I don't work that day. And they showed me their work schedule. Everything was shown that they weren't there, and all signs pointed to their IT department. Someone in the IT department was doing it, because that person was working that day that logged into their computer and their terminal, 2 different terminals, same location. So it was very confusing at first, but you don't want to log into this mentorship from work. You don't want to do it from your cell phone. Don't do that. Do it from home. I'm certain that some of you are going to want to send me an email and say, well, I have certain mitigating circumstances that, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. This is the way it is. Okay. These are my things. This is my content. This is my business. And I want to preserve the integrity of it and the intellectual property. I want to protect it. So if you have those limitations, we are in agreement that you have that limitation. I am not obligated to make concessions to you being unable to log in from your home. I'm sorry, there's no excuse there. If you don't have internet access from your home, you have no business being here. It's this simple. That is an unbendable rule here. I am aware that some of you are doing whatever you can to be here for the financial part of it. And okay, I appreciate that. And I can certainly respect that because I didn't come from money either. But we're not talking about a lot of money either. And some of you came in here on the heels of someone else helping you get here. That means you all chipped in and you're all doing this as a collective group. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're abusing my generosity, and you're coming into my house basically every day and you're stealing. That's how I see you. So I don't have any sympathy when I throw your ass out of here. It's very clear. One person subscribes. One person has the account. One person is the account holder. One person signs this agreement, not the 25 people you had an agreement with you. Those people are not held to the same guideline as you. So when they get this content that you're sharing for $12, $15, $10, it's disgusting. I find that absolutely disgusting. I mean, there's no way around it. What do you think these people are going to do? You think they're going to keep it to themselves? Of course they're not going to do that. They're going to do what everybody else is trying to do that's outside the mentorship that gets their hands on it. Sell it. They want to peddle it. Well, if they want to peddle it, are they held to the same guidelines? Can I kick them out of the mentorship? No, I can't. But you created that opportunity for them, and you created a problem for me. So, I hold you, the account holder, responsible, and I throw your ass out of here. There's an intent, and there is a total lack of regard towards me as the person that put this together. And I find it absolutely offensive that some of you think so little and so greedy. You think I'm greedy because I'm making money off of it. I'm not greedy because I'm doing what I want to do with something I worked my ass off for. None of you that come in here will never understand what I had to go through to learn this stuff. How much it cost me. Monetarily, emotionally, psychologically. I lost family members. All those things. You're just coming to me thinking, well, he has what I want, and who cares? I'm just going to give him my piece of it, and there's a bunch of us in here. We're all going to chip in. It doesn't work like that. Because one of those individuals is going to get pissed off, and they're going to turn you in. And that's what happened today. Somebody came to me, provided me all the evidences that gave them up by their name. They wouldn't know that because my privacy policy, I don't tell anybody publicly who's in the mentorship. If you're talking to me on Twitter and you're regarding yourself as a mentorship student, I don't know for certain. I don't match up Twitters anymore. I don't have that information. I don't collect that information. I don't know who you are on Twitter. That's why I tell everyone, talk to me on email. So how do you avoid getting yourself in trouble here and getting thrown out? It's very, very clear. These are the things you don't do. Number one, you do not share your password and username to anyone. If you think that has been collected by way of no fault of your own, change your password that logs into the forum. You can change that, but you cannot change the password for the links that go to the videos. that stays there because that's all part of the security features that I have to have for this company that I hire. Those videos link directly to you, the PayPal holder that pays for the account access. That account gets killed if you break any of the things I'm describing here. Don't share your password and username with anyone. Do not log in at work. If you log in at work, you're logging in with a different ISP address, and the company, they have you all, you're all being logged. Okay, that's the way it is. I mean, it's simple. I make this very clear. ISP addresses are being kept on a file that has collected every time you subscribe here. If you come in and you go into the forum, wherever you were and whatever ISP address you used to sign in, it's logged it every single time. The date that you logged in and then when you logged out. Now, if you don't log out and you stay in the server, like the next time you get out, then it'll show it. But because the forum uses cookies, and the forum is not my company, the forum is Web Toolbox. Now, like I have on the website inside the membership, you guys go in and you see the only information I keep is this agreement. That's the only information I have on you. Period. All of the website cookies are held by the forum company website toolbox. That's the forum company. In other words, they host the forum. The company that I hire, they have no idea who you are by name. They don't know your address. They don't know nothing about anything except for this is a video they found and this is the watermark image in it. The watermark image is your username. It's simple. So there's no excuse if someone turns you in and they provide that video to me. They're not going to know you by name and they're not going to know you by your username, okay, unless you gave it to them. And that's how it works. I pay them a ransom for doing that. It's not a lot of money, but I give them something because it's a reward. Because I want to throw the rats off the ship. So if you're in here and you want to share, it's going to cost you. And it might be all the way to the end when you pay up to be charter member and then you lose your account. There's nothing you can do about it. You've wasted it. You blew it. Some people are saying, well, I'm not going to share my password because he's watching that. So I'm just going to download the videos and then I'll share them that way. Well, that's how I caught some people today too. Because again, that video, you think it's the same video. It's not. It's not. It takes me a while to produce these videos because I have to run them through all this stuff. It's simple. Don't violate these rules and you'll never have a problem. You'll come in, you can access the content, study, be a part of the forum when you're in a charter membership. You can interact with other people, ask me questions, all those things. But I will not tolerate and I will not allow thieves in my house. And believe me, I do not feel sorry for these people. I do not feel sorry for them. Period. I don't feel bad that they spent money that they can't use anymore. Sorry, but you knew coming in. It's in every one of your agreements right there. Very, very clear. So I wanted everyone to know that come in here on month one, and that way, even the charter members and the folks that have been here for a while, they all have access to this video as of today, February 21st, 2019. It's 7:42 p.m. my local time in the U.S. I mentioned on Twitter that I was going to send this and upload a video explaining it, and this is what it is. You do not log in outside of your home. There's no reason for you to rush or feel like you got to consume anything because some of you are going to want to send me money at a faster pace than every month. You're not going to have the access given to you before the next month. Period. You're not going to blow through it real quick collect all the videos. You're not doing it. You have to go 12 months at a time. So take your time and relax. And if it takes you longer than 30 days to go through it, there's nothing wrong with that. You need to do that. But that's the pace that you have to go at, and that's the pace you got to go at. But you still have to make the payment on time the next month at the first. Which brings me to, if you have made your payment and you've reached out to me and you told me that you made your payment because you felt that it should have been processed, do not be offended if I tell you you made it early. The way we do things here is in the terms of agreement. The first of the month, the new month to come, is when the payment is due. If you want to get access early, I make that available because it helps me process the payments, because there's a lot of you, 5 days prior to the first day of the new month. For instance, right now it's February 21st. Here's March 1st. Count back 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days prior to the first of the new month to come, that's the date that I will process early payments. I don't care if you made your payment for March up here on the 2nd or the 1st. I don't care, because the rules are we go by a 12-month delivery schedule, and that is inside this as well. Once you make your payment early, if you've made it before the 5th day prior to the new month's first day of the month, you'll wait until the 5th day prior to the first of the new month. Then I'll process it. If you make your payment here for March, your access will be given to you that day or the very next day, depending upon what time it is around the world when you send it to me. Within 24 hours of you making your payment, on or after the 24th up to the 1st, your payments are usually 24 hours processed. Your payment can be as late as March 10th. And that's a huge grace period. I didn't offer that to the first group, but because there's so many of you, I need to have it. I can't process all of you. I need that time. So it also helps people that have to work on a budget, that this is the day that they can get to as far as being late. Now, 5 o'clock on this day, if you don't have your payment to me in my local time, not yours, 5 p.m. New York time, always set a clock to whatever the local time is in New York. We all have smartphones now. You can do world clocks, set one for New York. I don't do anything administrative after 5 p.m. I have to have a life too. I have to have a family. I am not, and this is something that's new, and I'm making it very clear to you as well. After I do the upload on Friday, I'm not doing anything administrative at all on Saturdays and Sundays. Period. End of story. My family has been very patient, but they demanded it that I cannot be doing these things on the weekend. So if your payments are sent to me on a Friday after 5 p.m., they will not start the process again until 5 a.m. the following Monday. That's my operating hours. Okay, so there it is. Please be patient, in other words, what I'm saying is if you send your payment to me, unless we are outside of the scope of the dates and the way it works in the window of payments, and I'll make it very clear for you for the next month here. Say you made your payment for March, okay, and it's March 20th. Say today is not February 21st, 2019. Say it's March 20th, and you have to make your next payment. When is it due? It's going to be due April 1st. When can you pay early to get early access to the content? You don't want to wait till the 1st, but you want to make your payment early. You're helping me. I'm going to help you. 5 days prior to that is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So March 27th, for everyone that's continuing into the next month, that would begin on April 1st, March 27th is your early day payment. So any payment prior to that, if it's going to be due on April 1st, is going to be viewed as early. I'm not going to do anything with it until the 27th. Then I'll process it. Any payments made all the way up to the 1st or the day of, it's payment posting to me on PayPal, within 24 hours, your access will be granted to you. Your late payment, grace period ends for that month April 10th. So 5 days prior to the first of the month, all the way to the 10th, that's when I'm accepting payments. That's what sometimes you guys are getting confused about, but because only those individuals are trying to make accelerated payments, they want to get fast. They don't want to do 12 months. They want to try to turn this into like a 8-week course. It's not going to happen like that. So stick to the monthly schedule, stick to the payment like this. As long as your payments are made by the 10th of the month, you won't have any interruptions. Now, if you do make your payment late and I disrupt your service, you'll go in, you'll try to log in, it'll say no account with this username. It's going to be most likely attributed to non-payment. All you have to do is make the payment and you'll be straight. Now, because this is going in month 1, it's very, very important that you see where you're supposed to be getting the information for your payment instructions. Because when you first come in, you're told exactly what to write for your first initial payment. Always at the bottom of the month 1 content. Okay, let me scroll back up here. This is your month 1 content. What order do you go in? This one first, this one second, this one third, this one fourth. Once you complete all the lessons and you read the PDF, you study it every day while you're waiting for the next month's content. Each day, digest the videos that are below. These are all individual daily recordings. Some of them are going to be very dry. Some of them are going to have things that are hidden, not like that you can't notice it, but I give a lot of teachings in these daily things that go beyond the scope of the lessons at the top of the monthly content. And some of you, because you're looking at this saying, well, this is back when September 4th, 2016, good grief. It's not going to be relevant now. No, it's absolutely relevant. There's lessons in all of that. That's what you gain experience by seeing everything for the entire month. So by going through all of this content, just avoid this one here. I'm keeping it there, but know that we don't use Forex Ltd. Okay, so we've already talked about that at the beginning of this video. Once you digest all of these videos here, this right here, month 2 payment instructions. I don't know why people are not seeing this, but they're sending me the same payment note with their month 2 that they sent with month 1. Or they're not sending one at all. And I have to refund the payment. It's a pain in the rear end. I hate it. And I'm trying to avoid that to occur because I don't want to start saying, okay, well, you're going to pay $10 for a service fee because you didn't listen. I don't want to go down that route. Okay, I don't want to do those types of things. It's very easy. It's spelled out for you. Okay, so when you click on here, it takes you to this post. Month 2, this is the payment instructions. All you need to know is what's in blue. You're going to send to this email address, not ICT at theinnercircletrader.com. Now, most of you are not typing that in. What you're doing is you're going to see an option in PayPal that says repeat purchase. Do not, and I'm going to say this again, do not ever, 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 do not ever use the repeat purchase option in PayPal for the mentorship payments. Because what happens when you do that, they're sending it to my corporate email address, and I don't operate through my corporate email address. I operate the mentorship payments through innercircletrader@gmail.com. That's why I have these instructions here, because I don't want anyone using the repeat purchase option. If you do that, or if you have already done that by mistake, you simply go into PayPal in your account and then cancel that payment. I can't collect it. No one else can get their hands on it. It'll cancel and then resubmit it using these instructions here for month 2. Now, it's important for you to maybe send an email to yourself or print this out and keep it at your desk or wherever you do your study. This entire policy of each month adding this payment note, this is the same payment note you're going to do every single month. The only thing that's going to be different is you're going to change the month number 2 to month number 3 when you're paying for month 3. And then for month 4, you're going to change this to month number 4. The payment note stays the same, always the same. So if you ever get kicked out because you didn't make your payment on time, just use your last payment made through PayPal, whatever that note was, and just up the number here to the next month, and you'll have the correct payment note up to month 12. Now, after month 12, there's a charter member conversion, and you'll see that when you're in month 12, it'll give you a specific payment note instruction. You can't miss that one. It's very, very obvious. So here, just make sure that you never use the repeat purchase in PayPal. Use this instruction every time you make your payment. You'll never have an issue, as long as you make the payment within 5 days prior to the first day of the new month, or up to and before the 10th day of the new month, because that's when it's going to be interaction where your account gets pulled. You won't have access anymore. If you do not make your payment by the 10th, something happens with your credit card, you lost your job, or you're out of town, you went on vacation, and something happened, you just didn't make your payment, you will not have access until you make the payment. Now, if you don't make your payment by the first of the next month, that's a cancellation. You've lost your mentorship. It's over. We have to have a policy where you're in agreement that every 12 months, not every 12 months, but within the scope of 12 months, every month, you're going to make those payments. Once those payments are done and you pay your $25 conversion fee for a charter member, you don't have to make any more payments at all to me, but you're always a member here as long as you're in good standing. What's good standing? Don't share. Don't teach. Don't put my videos in a Google Drive. Don't put them on Telegram. Don't share. It's simple as that. Don't. In here, we're greedy. And if you have a problem with that, it's something for you to take up with God, because I don't have a problem with telling you that that's outside of the scope of what I'm willing to let you do. These are the terms. These are the rules. It's very clear. We have thousands of people in here that are just simply not doing anything wrong, and they never have any problem. I never have to say anything to them. I don't have to worry about what they're doing. It's the one login. They're usually the same time of the day. They're not doing anything except for studying and doing their thing. They're not having emails sent to me, people reporting what they're doing on other media, and I'm not finding things on my own. Okay, so if you have a YouTube channel, this is what I'm going to say in closing. If you have a YouTube channel and you've been a fan of my work and you've grown used to all the things that we talk about, I don't give the approval or I guess the privileges of using my content in your analysis. And again, I know what some of you want. You want the allure that comes by way of ICT content, and you think you can build a base of audience based on that. If you look around, most people really aren't impressed by my students. The common misnomer is that none of my students are doing well with this. So you're not going to convince anyone simply because you're saying you're an ICT student or an ICT clone. Again, there's teachings that I have done and I will be doing where I will sit down and spell out exactly how you can start your own business doing analysis, sharing that from your opinion standpoint. Not that you're giving legal advice for trading, you're just giving your own interpretation of what price action is doing, just like I do. Okay, so I can't license you because I'm not licensed to give trade advice either. That's why when we sign that agreement, this is not trade advice. I'm telling you how to read price action. Reading price action is not the same thing as investing money. So you can actually get yourself in a lot of trouble, a ton of trouble, if you try to do what you see me doing and you're not careful about what you say. So not only am I protecting my intellectual property, I'm protecting my brand, but I'm also protecting you. You might look at it as, well, this guy's a jerk. He doesn't want anybody doing it but him. Well, no, I don't want anybody selling my content, and I don't want anybody doing my own shtick. This is my brand. Now, you can create a brand of your own and never mention anything that would get you in trouble with the mentorship. In fact, you would be more mysterious, and I've said this before, you would be more mysterious if you didn't talk about what gave you the insights about getting into a trade. If you just said, this is where I think it's going to turn, and this is where it's going to go. You have any idea how that would just make people go crazy that you just keep pulling that stuff out over and over and over again, and you've never told them what you're doing? The whole time you're using my content. You're using it, but you're not teaching it and you're not explaining it. Some of the people that are in crypto now are doing things like that I wish they would not do. And if they would just simply stop talking about the concept and analysis style and just do the analysis and say, this is where it's going to turn, this is where it's going to go, and this is where the stop should be. If you just did that, people are going to be falling at your feet trying to figure out what you're doing. And the more people that complain about you never talking about it draws more people to you as a crowd. That's how you build an audience. It's either two things. You give out sugar or you spill blood. It's simple as that. I did both. I started with the sugar, got everybody addicted, and then I turned into what you see me today. Simple. But you cannot use me and my brand to get there. You can build an audience very quickly if you go in, like Forex Factory. That's an untapped market. You go to Forex Factory, you can go in there and start posting your opinions about where the market's going to go. The whole time you're probably using breakers, you're using institutional order flow, PDA matrix, all the things you're going to learn in the mentorship. But you're not showing it on your chart and you're not talking about it. You're not overselling the idea. It's simple. You'd be like the Mike Tyson of Forex. He come out there with a towel torn in a hole over top of his shoulders, black trunks, gloves, and black shoes, no socks. He came in here to do one simple thing: tear their head off. He didn't explain what he was going to do. It wasn't pretty about it. He just went in there and just did it. And everybody, and me included, I bought every single pay-per-view, every single one of them. And I knew it was going to be 30 seconds or less most of the time. But I wanted to see it. That's what you want to have in your service. But you don't want to have static with me, because I'll turn it off here. You won't have access to anything going in the future. And if it's really bad, we'll have to talk. And I don't like doing those things. So if we can agree going forward from this point on, we know now clearly what keeps you in good standing here through the payments, how to make the payments, what not to do with the mentorship, where not to log in from home. Don't use your cell phone. I'm on vacation, Michael. ICT, I got to go travel the world in my Winnebago. That's outside the scope of the rules we agreed to. If that's what you're going to do, and you're going to be global and globetrotting, then you're going to have to tether through your cell phone and tell me when you do it, and then that's the IP address, the ISP address we'll use. But it can't be, there's a real problem with folks telling me, oh yeah, I use a VPN, and that's what's happening. So don't be alarmed when you see that. No, I have a problem with that, because a VPN is not going to use the same ISP addresses at the same times of the day, and 4 or 5 different logins. That's not a VPN. Okay, that's not a VPN. Okay, I'm telling you more than I should, but I want you to understand that you're not going to bullshit me. It's not going to happen, and I want you to understand that when we part ways, it's because I got you. And I don't want to lose any of you. I don't want that. I want you to be successful. I want you to share what you are going to do with this information. Whose lives are you going to change with what you found in the success? I do not want to be an ogre. I don't want that. But some of you, because your asses are all twisted up, because you're coming in here with an intent that you're going to create a business for yourself, taking videos of mine and put them on a Google Drive and go and set yourself up in payments for PayPal. I got 3 people I'm going through right now, and I'm going to be suing because they collected money, and they can't hide themselves because they went through a payment processor. You have to verify your identity through them. And guess what? Their ass is in a sling. And they will be seeing me face to face. Long story short, we are partners. You can kill that partnership anytime you want. The right way or the wrong way. If you don't want to be here, you don't think you're learning what you're paying for, don't continue. It's simple. But please, I have invited you into my home every day. I've invited you into personal aspects of my life, and I've shared things that cost me a great deal. And I don't want it to be disrespected. I don't want to be disrespected because I put way too much effort into this. Way too much effort. I put more effort into this than anybody else would ever do. It's way undervalued, but I made it reasonable. You're not paying for years. You know, we got people that going through my mentorship and they got some fly-by-night service that isn't even that good, and they're charging people. There's no limit to what they're charging. Those payments are being expected every single month. Here, you pay it for 12 months, and then you never pay it again. Don't talk to me or complain to me about how it's expensive, because that's dirt cheap. This is not a subscriber-based thing. You're buying a seat. That's what this is. It takes you 12 months to pay it. I don't take $1,800 and $25 for conversion all at one time, because I want to show a record of dealing with me on a month-by-month basis. I have a 99% merchant rate through PayPal. And the only reason why it's not 100% is because the first year I had a couple hucksters come in here and put a couple chargeback claims against me, and I didn't lose any of them. But I gave one their money back because they clearly were in over their head. It was a language issue. There was no way I was going to bridge it, so I just let them have their first month back. But I don't lose money. I don't. And I don't want to waste my time, and I certainly don't want to waste your time. And maybe you felt I've wasted your time here today, but I don't believe I did, because I wanted to be very clear, very direct. I wanted to talk to you just like I would if you were sitting in front of me. This is how I would say it to you. I don't want to come off as stiff and fake, because I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to put on my sales pitch voice. I'm going to talk to you the way I've always talked to you, and I'm shooting right from the heart. If you come in here with the intent that you're going to abuse the service, me, or take advantage of me, I'm going to fight back. I'm not going to sit over here in the corner and say, well, they stole from me. No, I'm going to fight back. And I will make you spend money. And I got lots of it. Why do you think I'm charging money? I don't need the money, but I take this money and I use it to litigate anyone that screws with me. It's not costing me anything then. It's subsidized by the membership. It doesn't cost me that much to run this. It's next to nothing, really. So the money is there for me to use whenever I want, on whatever I want. And I have a pretty good amount coming in, and I already had a lot coming in before this even started. So I guess we're at a crossroads. You're here now, and you know what it takes to stay here, and it's reasonable. You wouldn't want someone coming in here taking advantage of you, and that's all I'm asking. Don't do it with me. I can be one of two things. I could be your best friend that's willing to do anything to help you out. If you have problems, you need help, I can do those. But if you steal from me, I have no respect for you, and I'm going to hurt you. Believe me, I will hurt you financially. And that's what I want to get across. Make it very clear. We're closing the mentorship down, so that way it'll be helpful in monitoring the security side of everything. I don't want really any more than we got. I got way more than I was anticipating, but that's the reason why I didn't want to advertise. If I wanted to make a lot of money with this, You would have seen videos on YouTube. You would have seen advertisements on Twitter. I would have did campaigns, and it's not needed. I don't need to do those things. We have a nice community. We have a group that I think is respectful. They understand the give and take here, and they understand the patient side. If you want to be successful at this, I'm promising you that I will do everything in my power to help you. I will absolutely do everything. I don't quit. You can see it. I don't quit. And I have a lot of information still to share. But I'm just not comfortable keeping people in here that I know are abusing it. So hopefully you've understood where I'm at with it. And you're here. If you're watching this, you're in the mentorship. So stay here. I want you to be successful. And I promise you, the things that I'm going to teach you will give you the greatest advantages to meeting that goal than I believe anything else out there. You're going to learn things that no one else is going to teach you. You're going to see me call market moves that's not shown on Twitter. Twitter is a playground for me. That's not the real me. That's me letting the ego rip. Because it's not good for trading. It's not good for analysis. Here, in this mentorship, you get the real me. But when it comes to things like this is how I really feel about it. And I don't want any misconceptions, no misunderstandings, no oversights. I don't want you to even have any doubt how I feel about it. So if you came here with 6 of your cousins all piled up on $150 a month, okay, you're all chipping in and one person's doing all the payments, you're stealing from me. That's my interpretation of it. That's how I see it. Now, someone that has purchased the merchandise and they've gone through the mentorship and they want to share it with their son and their daughter, guess what? I love that. That's what I want. That's what I want. Your second cousins, brothers, mother-in-law, sister, look, make them pay for it. Because if I wanted to be stupid, I would be insisting everyone pays, even your children. That's not right. The whole point of me doing this is to help people turn their lives around. And to build a legacy. Well, when you leave a legacy, what are you leaving? You're something for your children, right? And their children's children and so on. The whole reason why I even started doing this is because I want people to experience the life I've been able to live. I want that for all of you. So if you're here, just know that your spouse is welcome to study with you, obviously, because they would be living with you. Your children are welcome to study with you because they're living with you. If they're adult students, let them study it from your computer. If it's impractical, I'm sorry, but that's my interpretation of what I think is realistic and still fits the terms of use. Your friends at work, your friends on Telegram, all that stuff, that's not what I'm allowing. I don't like that. That's abuse. You're stealing. Those people didn't pay for it. And if you're collecting money in partials to make up for a full payment of $150 from several people, none of you paid for it. We're all getting it on pieces. And that's theft in my eyes. So that's that. I put this here, and if you're new and you're watching this for the first time, because some of you aren't getting in until the 24th because your payment was made too late in the beginning of the month, so I have to make sure you have enough time to be here and watch it. This is one of those videos where it might make you feel a little uncomfortable being here, but I think once you get past it and you just know that what I just said here, I mean what I said. But I don't talk like this in the mentorship anywhere else. But I'm putting it here because we've had few, not a lot, we've had a few. In the grand scheme of, from a ratio standpoint, it's a very, very small amount of people. But some of them did abuse. And I'm sure there's some more people here that I haven't caught yet. it'll happen. These people, I don't know what they're doing to find them, and when they get the information to find out where they're sharing my videos, I wish they would tell me how they did it, because I would spend my free time doing it, because it's really interesting. I feel like a detective, but nonetheless, I really want you to know that your interests in success doing this is my driving force. That's the passion that I have in doing this. I don't need to do this mentorship. I don't need to be here. I can make this 12 months and be done, and there it is. I love doing this. Think about it. You're not going to be paying me after 12 months, but I'm still going to be doing this. Who does that? I would be still collecting money if I was anybody else. I am already wealthy. I'm not here for the money. I'm here because I want to be able to talk to people that I trust. And while I may never meet you face to face, may never give you a hug, may never give you a handshake, never have a meal with you or drink, not alcoholic, cream soda or root beer will be fine. I still care about your success, because your success is mine. And nothing will please me more than to see you share with me in years to come what you've been able to grow this into. And I think that if you give me a fair chance, I promise you, you won't find anybody else out there that's more passionate about making sure that you get this than me. Because I've been exactly where you are right now. You're scared. You're wondering if this is going to be a waste of time and if your money. And I can't answer that for everyone, but I can tell you this. If you really make an effort to study everything I share, you're going to quickly realize that this was way, way too cheap. And I mean that. It's not a sales pitch. You're already here. You already paid me. I'm not selling you. All you have to do is watch what I've given you. If it's not there, you'll know. And don't stay here. Don't make the next payment and leave. But if you see me telling you exactly what the markets are doing, think about it. How else could I know it if I didn't know what I was doing? So I'm going to leave it with that. I wish you nothing but success. But I sincerely ask for your respect for my time, the sacrifices it took me to get this information, and the efforts I continuously put forward. If you put the work into this, it'll change your life. For that, I promise. Until I talk to you again, I wish you good luck in good trading.